One of the questions I've been getting asked a lot is whether or not I think The Undertaker should return, whether or not he will return to face Bray Wyatt. Now, obviously, Bray Wyatt's promos that he's been dropping, pretty easily lend himself to The Undertaker and, kind of hint at he will be facing The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Now, in all this debating of whether or not Undertaker should face Bray Wyatt or if he can still go, especially after how Brock Lesnar dominated him so much, and what would the purpose of this match be? I have to be honest with you. I think it is a way, especially with the way Boogeyman went out there, and they try to have like this crazy off, and I think it was just supposed to be this cool little spot, and I thought it was pretty cool. But the fact that they went back and forth and then eliminated him, and then Bray Wyatt now is challenging The Undertaker, I think I would set up Bray as the next Taker. Not as The Undertaker, but as that guy that just does the almost unthinkable. I think Bray could be that guy. I don't want to say he's going to, because you're never going to ever find a guy like The Undertaker or Mark Calloway. You're never going to, replace him by any means. But with that kind of mysterious figure that even when he loses, like when he loses to John Cena, he can laugh it off. John Cena. Like, you know what I mean? Like the guy that can, especially with Dean, and making him look strong. And, there was talks about Daniel Bryan facing Bray Wyatt before the Fastlane pay-per-view changes to make him look strong for The Undertaker. I think that I would be okay with these two facing. And I know I think that Undertaker riding off into the sunset. And it wasn't the sunset because he did lose last year, unfortunately, and the streak was broken. But I think not only could he pass on what Brock has turned into now gold, like Brock Lesnar, the fucking special attraction. They've turned him into absolute gold. What better than for Undertaker than to go out and, put over Bray Wyatt? And I don't want, Taker just to keep coming back to put people over, but I think a good way to contribute to the business. Maybe this is the start of a new streak. Maybe it's Bray Wyatt's streak. Maybe Bray Wyatt's the guy that's going to go out there and carry the company for 21 years. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's a streak that should ever be replicated. But I think that Bray would benefit so much from this, especially with, there's still we don't know. Like, we still don't know anything about Sister Abigail. We still don't know so much in regards to Taker. And, I mean, we know so much about Taker, but there's so much we can still learn about Bray Wyatt. And I think that him, like, corralling back in Eric Rowan and, being with Luke Harper and building this all into the feud going into WrestleMania. And, I don't necessarily know what Taker's motivation is to come back. As far as the story goes, like, Bray's been dropping these promos. Does Taker just then return? You've been talking about me. I am the only dead man, or something like that. Even after I got decimated by, like, does he just no-sell the whole Brock Lesnar thing? Is it all make you think we're going one direction and then he comes back for Brock instead? I don't know. There's a lot of different ways they can go, but I think a Bray versus Taker match, one, because Bray can work slower. Bray doesn't need to work that really high, fast pace. Now, Bray is a little bit more physical. Bray can get right up in there with a lot of the shit he does, but the crazy, the things he does with, the creepy ass walk. I mean, against Taker, like, he does that, and then Taker, he just gets up, and like Taker just no sells it with the eyes, and it's just like, and then he pedigrees him. Or not pedigrees him, he tombstones him. Like, I think these guys could have a crazy off, and I don't mean crazy off in a bad way. I just mean it could really be used to elevate Bray Wyatt. While all these other guys are in the main event, give Bray Wyatt the rub from Taker, and it would make sense. And when people ask, well, what's the point of the match? Other years, well, what's the point of any of the matches? It's Taker's streak, and it's like a legacy to be able to go up against Taker. But now that the streak is over, we find ourselves in a completely unique situation. Like, why is he facing him? Why, if Taker was to be written off into the wind, if he was to go out there, lose to Bray Wyatt, and then just imagine, just like they did to Kane, because they did this to Kane, remember. Like, I think this is where they could kind of make a story out of it, is they took Kane and, brought him backstage. and then he went on to be Corporate Kane. Bray Wyatt does the ultimate bidding. Triple H and Undertaker, Triple H and Shawn Michaels couldn't beat Taker, but Bray Wyatt, the guy that's kind of done the Authority's bidding, so to speak, when the Shield kind of fell apart, it would make sense, and I think would just be cool. A WrestleMania moment to them have the. I picture that spot where he does the crawling thing, and then Taker just does the eye thing right in his face, and completely no-sells that, and then they could have him, lose, and then him get carted out. They just pick him up over their shoulders, and then out Bray Wyatt goes with the Undertaker to maybe never hear from Taker again. Like, I think there's a lot of ways it can be booked and a lot of ways that I'd be really excited to see. As you can see, Taker would have a last gasp. He would be just about to win. But then, of course, the Wyatt family would get involved and make it so they couldn't win. And somehow, some way, some form of being distracted. Oh, shit, I don't know if I can kick out. I don't think I can kick out. And then he wins anyway. I don't know. Maybe he wins. Maybe he doesn't win. But let me know in the comment section below. If they do face, who should win? Now that the streak's over, I think this could be a great opportunity for Bray Wyatt to be using Bray Wyatt as a future superstar. Like, look what it did for Brock last year. It turned Brock into an absolute fucking superstar and a must-see attraction. And I think that's what they could do with Bray Wyatt to make him a must-see attraction going forward and hopefully be a name that sticks around with the WWE. And then maybe this happens, and then Bray turns on the Wyatt family again because he left him out to dry. I don't know, guys. Let me know where it goes. What happens to Taker? Taker, I still think you can do it. I would love to see you face Bray Wyatt. I know you're going to face Bray Wyatt, and I'm excited for Bray Wyatt. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. The craziness between the both of them, they could make an epic robbery.